Hello, everybody. My name's Michael Marshall. For those who sort of know what my random channel is about, hello. For anyone who's tuning in, hello again. I'm here with something that I have been wanting to talk about for a long time, and the subject is why I believe that Spitfire Audio is indeed one of the most discriminatory companies that is around. And the reason I make such an incendiary statement is because for a totally blind user such as myself, the process of using Spitfire and their products is an extremely painful one. Now, I'm going to bring up an example here. We'll look at labs. So we'll look at the Spitfire app. Now, the main Spitfire app is where you download all of your instruments, any updates to any products. You can review your product history and everything else. All that comes down to this one central location. Now, if you are someone who can see, the process is, from what I believe, fairly straightforward. You log into the app, you click on, say, Labs, for example, and you can click on each instrument library and choose where you want to install it and authorize it and everything else. And that's great. However, if you, like me, are a blind user using a screen reader, which for those who aren't familiar is a little program, or not a little program, a big program by me, a big program, it takes the text on the screen and converts it into spoken word that we can hear through the speakers, and we can go through Mac, Windows, or Linux, or everything else. Now, with the Spitfire app, we have to use optical character recognition, or OCR. So basically, we have to take a picture of the main Spitfire app screen, everything from login to downloading and getting to the nuts and bolts has to be done by this method. So we take a screenshot, essentially, of what is on the screen, and then we have to try and click around to the different elements. This is very difficult because when you are doing optical character recognition, the text is not in one nice straight line from top to bottom, showing login, labs, my products, updates, and whatever. It is scattered all over the screen in many different columns, which is one of the limitations that OCR can give. So doing something such as installing a labs instrument, for example, instead of being a couple of quick clicks and just letting it download and do its thing, it becomes probably 10 different clicks or around there for installing instruments and multiple libraries. It is a very, very painful and drawn-out experience. And then on top of this, when updates come out, we have to go through this all again. Do Spitfire know of these accessibility problems? Yes, they do. For the last 4 years, many people, more learned people than myself in the realm of music composition, have contacted Spitfire regarding these issues. But for 4 years, we have had a brush off. We've had responses ranging from, we are aware of the accessibility problems of these apps, and we endeavour to do something about it, to, we can't say much more, something is coming, or we're creating a different version that we hope to bring out to the visually impaired community. We don't want a different version. We're sick of hearing the same lip service that you've been giving for 4 years. We're absolutely tired of being kicked down the road for other more popular causes. Spitfire, ironically enough, is a partner of the Able Artists Foundation, which is a subsidized scheme for composers with disabilities to get discounts on certain libraries, partners, companies such as Spitfire and others will sign up to this excellent organisation, and you are able to get certain discounts for people with disabilities. And it's very ironic to me that Spitfire, who supports everything from LGBTI rights to global warming to everything else, all very, very good causes, but yet on this one crucial element, the element of accessibility and inclusivity for a large section, small section of the scheme, but a large section of blind users that cannot access their products effectively and easily, who are therefore barred from making the same musical sounds that everyone else gets to make. It is extremely ironic to me that after so many years, Spitfire Audio still has not woken up to the fact that we are not asking for rocket science. We're not asking for the crown jewels. All we want as a community of blind music lovers is to be able to access your programs without having to jump through the many hoops and obstacles that we currently have to negotiate. We are sick of the lip service. We are sick of your words. We're sick of your responses of, this is coming. We're working on this. You have said that for the past 4 years. Enough is enough. For a company that prides itself on being at the forefront of issues affecting the world at large, on this issue of accessibility and inclusivity, you fail. You fail epically. You are exclusionary, you are discriminating, and you are kicking us further and further down the road for what you would consider more fashionable issues. Your global reach is such that one would think that you have an obligation to make your programs accessible and friendly to all computer users, and not just those who can see. It's a disgrace. It's not good enough. We don't want any more responses. We don't want a different version. What we want you to do is build accessibility into your framework, to build it from the ground up, to apologize for the lip service and downright lies that you have told for the past 4 years about your desire for inclusivity for a section of your users. You are discriminating. It is unfair. It is hurtful, particularly for the fact that you are a business who we have paid money to for your excellent sounds. But getting those sounds as a blind user is near on impossible to do without stress and annoyance and a sinking feeling of dread that you feel that nothing is ever going to get better with this company. Spitfire, until you fix this problem, you, in my mind, will be a failure. Get this accessibility problem fixed. Don't talk to us, just do it.